father's going to come home. I waited in a state of excitement, convinced his return would change everything, make our lives different, better, happier. But Charlotte's dream of a father was soon shattered as the reality of living with an abusive parent took over her childhood and reverberated throughout her life. People confuse letting go of the past with bearing it down or not dealing with feelings like shame, guilt, rage, and terror. Bearing these feelings never works. This true story by Charlotte Vale Allen brings us face to face with the impact of being daddy's girl. Ceaseless arguments over the kitchen table, 3 children without appetite choking down their meals, sudden shouts, whacks across the side of the head, and tears dropping into forkfuls of food. Daddy never did make any effort to talk to Bobby and Will. He'd glare at them as if he didn't like them, and if they asked him something, he pretended not to hear. For the most part, Daddy gave me straight answers to my questions, which secretly convinced me he preferred me to my brothers. Whenever Mother would start in about the boys and how he treated them, Daddy would just pretend she didn't exist, but his face would be dangerously set, and a little drum would begin to beat in his temple. The instant I saw it, I'd go very still. My eye was on that throbbing in his temple, and I'd creep away scared. Daddy? A man in the bed, red glow of a cigarette piercing the darkness, and in his husky voice murmuring, "Come here, sweetheart, come here." Feeling myself drawing closer, I approached the side of the big creaky old bed and stared into the darkness trying to see. I climbed into the bed alongside him, at once surprised that he wasn't wearing his pajamas. His voice went on to fill the darkness, asking me divertingly what I like most in the world, promising me secret spending money. My brain held an image of stacks of notebooks and fountain pens, bags of potato chips, and grape-flavored suckers. Oh, how I love grape-flavored suckers. I don't remember returning to my own bed in the morning. I decided it had been a dream. But I do remember the smile that overtook my mouth when I pulled on my mittens in the kitchen to discover the coins inside. He'd really done it. He kept his promise. And that meant from now on, I'd be able to have whatever I wanted. Daddy would get it for me. Daddy, are we bad? And you really mean it? This is what all little girls and their daddies do? If everybody does it, then how come I can't tell? I can keep secrets. I'm very good at secrets. You love me, Daddy? I love you too. Wouldn't it be fun to tell? Oh no, I can keep secrets better than anyone. Going back to him again and again became something I had no idea how to handle. I didn't dare simply stay in my own bed. If I did, there'd be trouble of some sort, because since this secret game had started, there was far less shouting and anger at supper time. Less shouting altogether. It was because of me. I knew because of what I did for Daddy. I began wishing that things would somehow get back to the way they'd been, that I'd be the way that I had been. But everything had altered, and I knew I couldn't ever go back. I wanted to tell Mother the truth, and I considered the idea very carefully. But before I arrived at the actual decision to confide in her, Daddy became alarmingly descriptive and specific in his threats. Don't you ever tell anyone, ever. You want me to go to prison? They'd put you away too. With me, and you too. You want that to happen? You want to go to jail? Do you? Then I learned that he lied about everything. Other fathers and daughters didn't do the things we did. Truly terrified, I swore never to tell. Thoughts of prison were too dreadful. I went through the days in a state of permanent and fearful dread, wanting it all to stop, wishing there was someone I could tell about Daddy, someone that would believe me, but I knew no one would. My tiredness grew worse, and along with it came something scary. I started to hear voices that repeated my name over and over. They started out very low, like leaves rustling. They got louder and louder until they were screaming my name over and over and over again inside my head. It made me clench my fists and dig my nails hard into the palms of my hands. At the end of a day filled with shrieking voices and a mouth cemented into silence, and my heart beating so hard and so fast. I was so giddy and exhausted, I could scarcely make it through supper before falling asleep. I hated him, hated his words, his deeds, his promises, his lies, his threats, his money. But I love him. I loved him when he was funny, when he'd play word girls. One was the share of the secret, who had more money than she knew what to do with, and a strange, almost unpleasant sense of power too because of it. She could get anything she wanted. All she had to do was go get it from Daddy. This one was evil, mean,